So I did one of my Google searches today. Can you put a working motherboard from a PAL GameCube into an NTSC-J GameCube, and if so, will the NTSC-J GameCube then power up and play PAL games? This is a question which I haven't seen a conclusive answer to on the internet yet, so I thought, why not give it a go myself? Okay, so here are the GameCubes. They're both, as you can see, in lovely condition. I've given them both a clean and a polish, and just generally refurbished them, and they're both looking absolutely glorious. So this is the European one, as you can see. It's got the English and French label here, and this is the Japanese one, and this one has the Japanese writing here. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the motherboard out of this one and put it into this one and see if it'll power on and play European PAL games. So having opened them up to the first level, that is, I've just taken the tops off and the back plates, and as you can see, these are both absolutely identical at this level. They have exactly the same circuit boards on here, the same part numbers and everything. The only difference I can see is that this one does have a sticker, whereas that one doesn't. But I mean, other than that, it's quite clear that these are absolutely identical at this level. So let's go a bit deeper. We'll take the disc player housings off and we'll see the motherboards themselves. So here we are at the actual motherboard itself, and as you can see, again, they look absolutely identical. As far as I can tell, they've got exactly the same parts. There is a number here, 382, this is on the PAL one, 3820928, and then if we look over here, it's been overlaid with a different number and a letter J. So obviously the P here, I would guess, stands for PAL, and this one maybe stands for Japan. The Japanese one, incidentally, is in much better condition. I actually think this GameCube has not had a lot of use at all compared to the PAL one, which I recently did a refurbishment video on. It's obviously in much better condition now because I've given it a clean, but it still does show more signs of wear than this one. Anyway, let's take the motherboard out and swap them over and see if the PAL one works. Right, so moment of truth time. This is the GameCube. As you can see, it is the Japanese version. There's the sticker on the bottom as well. So, Japanese GameCube, but it has a PAL motherboard in it. There is the... I've connected it up to the TV. So this game is Tetris Worlds. This is the PAL version. As you can see, right there on the disc it says PAL. So we're going to go ahead and see if this will play in this GameCube. So, right then, let's power it on and see what happens. So far so good. Will it load the game? It is loading the game. Yes. Right, I don't have a memory card in the slot yet, but I can soon do that. I have the memory card here. So let's go ahead and pop a memory card in. Let's tell it to retry. And it is working. The GameCube hasn't exploded. That's the Tetris Worlds intro. We're not going to play that. But yeah, so as you can see, the GameCube hasn't exploded. It is operating on a European power adapter as opposed to a Japanese one. And it seems to be accepting it perfectly fine, so I don't think there's any differences in voltage or anything like that between the two versions. And as you can see, it's all the Japanese components. The disc player is Japanese. Everything about this is the Japanese version except the motherboard. But as you can see, it's playing the PAL game absolutely fine. So I'm going to go ahead and play me some Tetris Worlds. Now you may be wondering why I bothered to do that. The main reason is because I just like to experiment with these things, you know. It's quite interesting to see if it'll work. Like I said, I couldn't find the answer to the question anywhere online, so I thought, why not try it myself? Also, you know, during the lockdown, I've got into, you know, refurbishing old electronics and stuff, and it's just an interesting hobby, you know. It's something to, just something I was looking forward to trying. Also, the PAL GameCube that I bought was not in the best condition when I bought it. I have actually done a series of videos showing you how I refurbished that particular GameCube, so go and have a look here if you fancy seeing how it was done. The Japanese GameCube, on the other hand, was in really good condition when I bought it, but because it's a Japanese edition, it's not going to play any of the PAL games that I own, so to me it just made sense to have the really nice, quite collectible Japanese GameCube with a PAL motherboard so that I can play my games on it as well. All in all, this has been a very successful and quite interesting project, and it's good to be able to share it with you. I hope you've enjoyed this. Do check out my other videos if you're interested in seeing some of the other things I've been getting up to. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.